Nigel, thank you so much for being with us. If this were to go through, talk to us about what the potential environmental impact would be, first of all.
Well, Brazilian environmentalists and environmentalists around the world are up in arms about this. Brazil has done a tremendous amount to reduce deforestation in the Amazon. Since 2004, we've seen rates of forest loss drop by a remarkable 70%. But since 2014, they've been ticking up, and these recent moves by President Temer are very, very concerning indeed. The current government has been gutting the budget for the enforcement agencies who try to fight deforestation in the Amazon. And now this latest move to significantly reduce some key protected areas is very, very concerning indeed. We'd see loss of biodiversity with this, increased conflict with local populations and indigenous people, increased greenhouse gas emissions contributing to global warming. It really is a very deep concern indeed.
And this is, of course, as we see lumber prices going up, increasing the economic appeal of it. And as we mentioned, Brazil mired in a difficult political situation. Is there anything that the international community can do to weigh in here, to influence the decision, the government not to go through with this?
Well, the international community has been making its opinion clear. The government of Norway, for example, who provide hundreds of millions of dollars in support to Brazil for their deforestation efforts each year, has already threatened to cut funding significantly. I think the other thing to understand is that viewers and consumers around the world can also help to address this problem. A lot of what's driving this is agricultural interests in the US, in the Brazilian Congress, linked with beef and other agricultural commodities. And so the stuff that we buy in the supermarket day by day, things like palm oil that come from deforestation in Brazil and Indonesia, cocoa from West Africa, beef from the Amazon, these can have a very big impact. And so the signals that we all send to the companies, to the supermarkets, the big retailers, companies like Unilever, Walmart, Nestle, who have these kinds of issues in their supply chains often and are working hard to address them, can be very impactful. So we all as consumers can work to engage on these issues, understand them more, and communicate to these companies as well as to our governments that we care a lot about these issues.
I have two questions. If we are a consumer, how do we know that we're buying products that link back to deforestation?
Well, if you're buying products in the supermarket that are not clearly labeled as sustainable, it may not be clear where their ingredients are coming from. And the sorts of things to look for would be products that contain cocoa and coffee, beef and palm oil, and asking those companies, looking at their websites, sending them emails, ask them, how are you sure that these products are not coming from areas that are being deforested, that are being badly managed? And on some of these products, you'll see the seal, like our seal, the Rainforest Alliance seal, the little green frog, which shows that they have been sustainably produced. But many, many companies and products, of course, don't carry those kinds of seals. So consumers can get more engaged with this, support groups like ours and other environmental groups that are working hard to address these issues, learn more about it, and most importantly, communicate their interest to these companies, to these big food and agricultural commodities companies.
And hopefully these companies can continue to invest in these economies that need that money. You don't want to see the weakest of the Brazilians hurt by that, but do it in a way that is also enabling Brazil to experience sustainable growth as well as protect their natural resources. That is, I think, what every consumer hopes for. Nigel, appreciate you bringing this to our awareness.
Thank you very much.